Welcome to Ad America, the U.S. Embassy's American Center. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Genara Jusuf, or you can call me Ara, and I'll be the MC for today. For those of you new here, Ad America is the U.S. Embassy's American Center, and our mission is to provide a space for people to learn more about the United States through our programs, events, and also our facilities. Today's event is IELTS Workshop Part 2 out of 2. But to spice things up before our learning session, we have a social media quiz that you can answer online. And the question is, when was IELTS first established? Is it A, 1977, B, 1978, C, 1979, or D, 1980? You can submit your answer on our social media platforms, and for those of you who can answer it correctly, will receive a live shout out from us. And now to give a brief introduction about Education USA, I would like to invite upon the stage our Education USA advisor. Please welcome Kak May Latupono.
Selamat pagi semuanya. Good morning. It's raining outside, but I'm still so glad seeing you guys hari ini, pagi ini, bergabung dengan kami di sini. Again, my name is May. I'm one of the Education USA advisor here at America, and I'm really glad to again meet you again this morning. Before we talk more in the second part of IELTS workshop, mau kenalin dulu sedikit tentang Education USA. We are here as an advising center from the U.S. Department of State. We're here to help you guys if you have planned to study in the U.S. or if you're just curious about studying in the U.S. Please come and talk to us. Di Indonesia kami punya 6 center. Currently ada satu lagi tambahan baru di Medan. But the other 6 are 2 in Jakarta, 1 Surabaya, 1 in Malang, 1 in Makassar, and 1 in Aceh. We have 9 advisors in total now, and you can book any appointment with any of advisors available. Caranya tinggal scan barcode yang ada di sana atau ke calendly.com/educationusa Indonesia. We can talk about your plan dari awal sekali, misalnya teman-teman belum ada ide, kita bisa riset bareng, kemudian sampai nanti di pre-departure orientation. Okay, without further ado, hari ini akan very exciting. Kita undang Kak Grace untuk naik ke atas panggung dan kita mulai workshopnya. Thank you.
Okay, check. Okay, right. Good morning, everyone. Have you had coffee yet? Not yet. Okay, that's why. Good morning, everyone. Morning, thank you. Welcome back to Ad America. I know, as Mbak May said, that it's raining outside. If you're around Pacific Place, please come up to the 3rd floor. We are here to continue our series. Today, we're going to have a second part, which is second part of the workshop, IELTS workshop, which is the speaking part. Rarely have we ever had a speaking workshop, especially from British Council. Usually we only have info sessions, right? Last year, I think I had the opportunity to be the presenter as well, since 2021, I guess, here. But they were all about info session on IELTS. So this year at America, in collaboration with the British Council Indonesia Foundation, decided to have a mini workshop. I'll call it mini workshop because it's only 2 hours. I know it's not, it's not enough time for you to actually practice the whole section, but let's hope today there's something that you can take home and practice, yeah? Hopefully you can reach your target score, especially from today's session, which is the speaking part, right? Now, yeah. If this is your first time taking the IELTS test, let me tell you briefly about what IELTS is about. So it is the International English Language Testing System, yeah? Proudly co-owned by the British Council, IDP IELTS Australia, and Cambridge Assessment English, right? So it is designed to assess the English language ability for those of you who intend to study, work, or live where English is the main language of communication. Yeah. So if you are applying to universities abroad, taking the IELTS test is the best choice. Yeah. It is accepted in more than 11,000 institutions in more than 140 countries. Also, if you're thinking to migrate or to work, especially in the UK, for example, it is one of the requirements. Yeah, I think we are accepted by 8 immigration agencies around the world. Yeah, the IELTS score, I think. So it's a good idea. Even to the United States of America, yeah, they also have IELTS. I think some universities in Indonesia also now put IELTS score as one of their requirements. Yeah, ITB, for example, I think it's 5.5 or something, if I'm not mistaken, for undergrad. Yeah, all right. So the 9-band scale is awarded, as well as individual scores per subtest. Yeah, and it ranges from 1 to 9. So here, as you can see, yes, very tiny. Right. Normally, they ask for a band 6 for undergrad. Yeah, it shows here that if you are a competent user, if it's a band 6.0 overall. For masters, usually they ask for 7.5 to 7.0, depending on the major. Yeah. Of course, for example, medicine or engineering masters, they require higher score. Yeah, 7.5. I guess it ranges between 6.5 to 7 normally. Yeah. For PhD, of course, it's higher, right? Now there is no, test result is valid for 2 years. There is no passing or failing mark, but you should check with the receiving institutions how much you need to get, yeah, to apply. Right, so yeah, as I was saying, that today we're going to do some speaking practices. Yeah, hopefully we can get a lot of feedback from today's session, so you can improve on your speaking, overall speaking score, yeah? Now, if you were here last week, I think you might remember that it's a good idea to to have a look at this marking or band descriptors. Yeah, like last week we did writing. Yeah, we know that there are 4 criteria. For example, if you want to get a 7, what you need to do to get band 7 in terms of the task achievement, lexical resource, coherence and cohesion, and grammatical range and accuracy. Now, if we look at the word cloud here, what stands out? Can you find the marking criteria of the speaking test? What will be the 4 marking criteria in the speaking test? Yes? Thank you very much. Fluency, that's 1. Very good. That's the 4th, actually, but well done. Accuracy, yes? Sorry?
Grammatical range and accuracy.
Very good. That's it. Yeah, we call it GRA, grammatical range and accuracy. Well done. And one more? Anyone else? So we've got fluency, we've got pronunciation, we've got grammatical range and accuracy, and one more? Yeah, lexical, something, 2 words? Related to vocabulary, we call it lexical. Up there? Resource, yes, very good. You good teamwork, yes. Okay, lexical resource, well done. Okay, right. So we've got fluency and coherence. Yeah, that's the first marking criteria, and then we've got the lexical resource. The third is grammatical range and accuracy, and lastly is the pronunciation. Yeah, all right. Now, what is The speaking test. What does it look like? Like what's happening? What happens during the speaking test? Has anyone taken the test here? Yes? Okay. Are you going to take another one? Okay. Right. So what's your target score, if I may know?
My target is 7.
7.0
7.0.
overall, yeah? Okay. I hope you get it this time. Okay. Right. So there are 3 parts in the IELTS test, speaking test, yeah? So part 1, this one lasts for 4 to 5 minutes. This is where the examiner introduces his or herself and then asks for and checks your ID, right? And also in here, they will ask you some familiar questions. That is, familiar topics, right? It should be very easy. Should be. And part 2, this is a monologue, yeah? This lasts for 3 to 4 minutes. Basically, you will be given a topic. Yeah, this is a long term. You'll be given a topic in a cue card. Unfortunately, you cannot choose the topic. Yeah, this is where the examiner will listen only. Okay, so you have 1 minute to prepare and 1 to 2 minutes to talk. And in last part 3, this lasts for 4 to 5 minutes, similar to to part 1. This is an analytical discussion. Yeah, the topic is relevant or related to part 2, but it's more about like discussion, not just like, ask, answer like that. But it's more like, hopefully it's supposed to be more natural, I guess, yeah. Now let's break it down one by one. Not one by one. Right. So this is where the examiner will actually, get the average range of score. Yeah. This is where the examiner get the first range of the first impression of the candidate score. Yeah. So get, maybe around this or that. Yeah. But then the overall score is, of course, taken from all parts of the test, not just part 1, and then plus part 2, and then plus part 3. So the average, yeah, from the beginning, I think maybe this candidate is about 5 or 6, and they will see to part 2 and part 3. Now in part 1, you should answer the specific question being asked, yeah. Of course, part 1, again, it's a familiar, the topics are familiar, something that you are familiar with in everyday activities. Let's say hobbies, families, do you work or are you a student? And movies, probably, yeah. Okay. Something to do with technology as well, right? Music, can be about music or maps. And you should give full answers with reasons and some additional information. Don't just give short answer question, yeah? Do you work or are you a student? Student. Okay. All right. Yeah, try to add some more info to that, okay? You want to show off your speaking skills, right? Don't, I heard there's someone like, why do you want to know? Something like that, that attitude? No, you're not, you're sharing your information for a purpose, yeah? Okay, so please share. Even if you claim that you're an introverted person, for the test and to nail that 7.0 score, talk as much as possible, right? And try not to give a pre-prepared or memorized answer. What does it mean? Any idea? Memorized answer. What do you think it means?
A template to answer a question, then they are trying to memorize and while the examiner asking.
Yes, true. Very good. Yeah. There are a lot of resources online, guys. Yeah, free resources online giving you advice on how to do well, how to nail a 9.0 in the IELTS test. But just because those videos tell you or give you a set of questions, doesn't mean that you will get those questions. Yeah, so don't memorize the answers to those questions. Imagine if you memorize the answers. Yeah, let's say, what is your favorite sport? Football. Okay. Um, how often do you play football? David Beckham. Where do you usually play football? Manchester United. So without listening to the real questions, you just focus on giving memorized answers, which are irrelevant. Yeah. So be careful there. The next one, yeah, of course, I did mention this earlier. Don't give short yes or no answer to the questions. And because part one is supposed to be the easiest part, the most familiar topics, it should be easy enough. Yeah. So try to avoid asking the examiner questions like, what do you mean by that? Something like that. Yeah. They will not give it to you because it's supposed to be easy to understand. You can ask, what as in, could you say that again? Could you repeat the question? Yeah. They will repeat the question. But don't ask them to explain. What do you mean by that? That's weird. Don't say that. Yeah. It's not a coffee chat, right? Okay. Now, some possible part one topics. Oh, this goes one by one. Okay. Right. As you can see, job or studies. This is like, oh, yes. Do you work or are you a student? Okay. Let's talk about your family. Hobbies, shopping, music. Do you play any musical instruments? Yeah, it can be anything though. Yeah. Not just about what kind of music do you listen to, can be anything related to music. Yeah. Which artists, yeah, which singers do you enjoy listening to, for example? Can also be do you play any musical instruments, for example? Okay. Your town or city. Where do you come from, for example? Yeah. Do you enjoy, what do you like most about your hometown, for example? Clothes. It can be traditional clothes, right? Yeah, anything about clothes, but something that is close to you. The internet, of course, and pets. Yeah. What if you don't have any pets? What should you do? Or you don't like domestic animals or any animals in that sense? You can make up something. You can make up something. The IELTS test is a language test, guys, not a personality test. The examiner wouldn't know if you're telling the truth or not. They only see the language that you use, right? So you can be either a saint or the worst devil. No, I mean, you know what I mean. Yeah, you can just make it up. Yeah, you can just make it up. Now, here I have a sample IELTS speaking question, part one. The topic is television, right? Anybody wants to try? Ding, ding, ding. Everybody's looking to the side. I'm not going to point at anyone. Volunteer, please. I will ask the questions. You can give me the answer. You won't get the score, don't worry. I'm not going to give you any score. Anybody wants to try? Yes. Yes, please. Can I have your name? Just sit over there. It's okay.
Hello.
Hi. What's your name?
My name is Dwi.
Dwi. Where are you from, Dwi?
I'm from Jakarta. Thank you for asking.
Do you like Jakarta?
Well, I enjoy Jakarta very much. As a big metropolitan city, I can say that it offers lots of things, starting for studies purposes, pursuing for work, or for entertainment.
Thank you. Do you realize we just started the test?
I think yes, I did.
Okay, well done. Okay, you can have a seat. That's fine. Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Now let's talk about television. How often do you watch TV? Yeah, we're still doing it. Yes. Okay. Right. How often do you watch TV?
Well, I could say that I'm not a person who enjoys watching TV very much. recently, or perhaps in the past few years, I there are moments when I watch TVs that when I visited places that has television set.
Thank
And
you. How much, which television channel do you usually watch?
oh, there is one that I see quite often. It is a television channel from a private company in Indonesia, and I can say that this channel offers lots of entertainment.
Right, thank you very much,
Most
Dewey.
welcome.
Yay! Shall we give it a round of applause? Thank you, Dewey. Right. Anybody else want to try? One more? No? Okay. Do people still watch TV? At America TV, maybe yes. But it's on YouTube, no? Yeah, it's a bit vague in the line there. Is it TV or yeah? But then yeah, I think most people nowadays they watch videos online. They no longer watch TV. But then sometimes you might get television topics like television. If you don't watch TV, what should you do? What should you say? Make it up. Yes, thank you. You were listening. Thank you so much. Right. She paid attention. Yes. You can make it up. You can also just say, tell the truth. Like, well, honestly, or to be honest, I don't really watch TV, but I tend to watch videos on YouTube or where else do you watch? Netflix. Yeah, I watch films in Netflix or not promoting. Yeah, yeah, you know what I mean, right? Yeah, I watch videos and so on and so on. So, which television channel do you usually watch? You can say Ad America. I think YouTube also use channels, right? Right? The YouTubers they have their own channels. Say if you like cooking, yeah, say the channel. What is it? Suddenly I'm blank. Okay. I know the ones in cable TV in the past. I don't watch TV anymore myself. So I think they used to have, what is it called again? Can't remember now. Sport TV, yeah. National Geography, you can say that. Discovery Channel, not promoting. Uh, hang on, I'm still thinking of the food cooking session. Asia Food Channel. Oh my goodness me, yes. Right. Who doesn't love eating, right? So just mention anything that is relevant, of course. Yeah. Okay. Do you enjoy the advertisements on TV? Do you? Absolutely not. Yes. Right. You can say that. Yeah. Absolutely not. For example, if I'm watching a match between not familiar with football clubs, but you're in the middle of a match and then suddenly this ad just pop up. That's quite annoying. Or you're in the middle of watching a horror movie and then you know that the moment where, jump scare almost there, then here we go. There's suddenly an ad pop up. Yeah, so it's quite annoying. Do you think most programs on TV are good? Yeah, especially sorry, the political ones. Yeah, right. It's set up. Yeah. Do you think mostly it's set up?
I think that in the politics one, I think mostly they set up what they want to say because they want public know what they want, just like that.
Right. Thank you. You can say that. Yeah. Just make sure you don't give. Do you think most programs on TV are good? Yes. Click, 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 click. Sorry. Okay. Right. Now, let's play a game. Right. So I have some activities that I'm going to show you that you can actually do and practice at home with someone. I think it's a good idea if you have a, let's say, a study group, or if it's too serious, you can call it a sparring partner. Maybe. Like, I mean, there must be one or two of your friends who are also taking the test. So you can, like work together, give feedback, and then, like help each other to do well, to do better in the test, right? So in 3 replies, yeah, I'm gonna give, this is where you will get one question. Yeah, me in this case, I'm gonna ask you a question. You give me the answer. No pause, no hesitation. Don't worry about the grammar, don't worry about vocabulary. Just talk. Yeah? And then I will ask you the same question again. Okay? You give me an answer. And then I'll ask you the same question again. Do you think your answer will be better? Maybe. Let's give it a shot. Okay? Any volunteer? Haha. Yeah, heads down. Guys, this is not high school. I'm not your high school teacher. Anyone? No, later probably. Thank you, Dewey. Right, okay. Let's, hi, can I have your name? What's your name?
Nadira.
Nadila.
Ra.
Ra.
Nadira.
Nadira.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Nadira. Okay. Right. Are you ready?
I hope so.
Okay. This is not the real test, don't worry. Just practice, yeah? Okay. Right. Nadira, what kind of home do you live in?
It's actually in quite of a bit of a older home. I'm not sure what it's called, but I guess it's a colonial style or something because that house has been around since before my mom was born, actually, in the early 60s, I suppose. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's a very old home, but I'm very proud of it, of the strength and the style. So
Thank you. So, Nadira, what kind of home do you live in?
it's a very comfortable home. I'm very privileged to have been born and raised in such a lovely home. It's at a great place. Yeah, and it has a lot of greens, and I felt very safe growing up.
Thank you. What kind of home do you live in?
It's a very lovely and warm home. I've actually, I have a lot of family members growing up. I've experienced a lot of love, and I feel like I witnessed many people's lives as I am the youngest. So I feel like I was there for the whole show. So again,
Thank you. Let's give her a round of applause. Yes? Okay. Right. I was actually expecting her to give a very short answer at the beginning, but then that was full on sentences, but that was good. That was good. Um, which answer were you most confident with? The first, first, second, or third? Sorry? The first one, yeah, because you were like running out of ideas, and the third one. Yeah, okay, right. So the idea is usually, like, if once you have more time to think about the question, you can arrange your sentence better. Like, usually people just, what kind of home do you live in? It's a small house. What kind of home do you live in? Then after you hear it the first time, you can get, oh yeah, I can add this, I can add that, I can fix this, I can edit this sentence. It's a 2-story house that I live with my family. Slightly better, slightly longer. Yeah, the idea is actually like that, but she did very well, too well for this case. That's not bad. That was good. Yeah. Okay. So the idea is like that, guys. This is something that you can do with a partner at home. Yeah. Especially when you get questions that you're not familiar with. So 3 replies. Give 3 answers, one at a time. For example, let's do one more. Anyone from that side? Yay! Okay. Can I have your name?
Okay. Hi, all. My name is Indah.
Hi, Indah. Nice to meet you. Are you ready?
Yeah, I think.
Okay. So, what kind of home do you live in?
So I live in a small home in the small village in Indonesia. It's like a countryside in Indonesia. It's called Muko Muko. And it's really fun to live there because it's like it has a really good nature because it's still super nature because it's like in the middle of the jungle, something like that. We can see a lot of trees, something like that. We still can see a lot of birds in there. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So what do you like about the area where you live in?
What I like about the area that I live in is probably about the nature, I guess, because there is very different in Jakarta. Because now I live in Jakarta, it's a lot of pollution or something like that. But in my village, it was really beautiful. We see a lot of green in there, and then we can still hear a lot of birds in the morning. Even we can still see a lot of monkey, something like that in
Thank
there. So
you.
it's really fun. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I think you guys are ready for this, yeah? Right? This is just part one, guys. That was good. Well done. Thank you so much. Let's give her a
you.
round of applause. Yes. All right. So, okay. What do you like about the area where you live? Okay. What would you like to change about your home? That's good. That's one thing I want to take from Inda's answer. Make sure that if the examiner asks you, where do you come from, let's say, don't just say the city. Make sure you also mention the country. Because like if you're taking the IELTS test now, we have computer delivered test IELTS where you can see examiners from anywhere around the world. Yeah. So never assume they know where Bekasi is. Let's say. I mean, you can say Bekasi, but it's a city in West Java, Indonesia. All right. You might get an examiner from Dubai, for example, because it's online. Yeah. So never assume they know everything about us, about Indonesia. Right. Okay. So here I have a list of questions that you can practice at home with a friend. It's a good idea to practice with a friend and then give each other feedback. Yeah. Make sure they're constructive feedback. Focus on the marking criteria. Remember fluency and coherence, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy and pronunciation. Okay, right. So you need feedback, guys, especially for writing and speaking. For books, it's not limited to just paper-based, paper book. Paper-based, computer-based. It's all about the test. Not just paperback, but also ebooks. Yeah, they're still counted as books. So if you're more familiar with ebooks, just mention it. Yeah, there's no harm in it. Did you read more when you were younger? Yeah, because I had to. You can say my teacher made me do it. True, right? Especially like a day before the test or a few hours before the test. Right? Okay. Now, here's some more. Be ready with unfamiliar questions. Yeah, I guess like the last one. Do you sleep with air conditioning? For those of you who live in Jakarta, maybe it's common, but I don't think it's common for those who live in Lembang or in Bandung, right? It's cold enough already. Or in Dieng, I think I heard it's very cold there. Yeah, so was it like, huh? Why do I need AC? Maybe it's uncommon in your area, doesn't mean it's uncommon in other areas. Yeah, so try to anticipate unfamiliar questions or uncommon ones. Okay, if you have questions, write it down. We have Q&A session at the end, because after this, I'm going to move on to speaking part 2. The most fun. Not. Yes. Right. So I think this question goes, the next question will go to those who have taken the test. What would candidates find it challenging or difficult in the speaking part 2? Or maybe you would like to share your experience speaking part 2? Or anyone else have taken the test? No? No? No?
Really?
No? 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 Oh, you have, but you forgot. It's all right. Okay, that's okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I taken the test 2023 last year, and I joined the test in the computer base, so the examiner in the computer. And the speaking part two, he asked about a bag that could I repair my bag when it's broken, and I don't know, I don't have any idea about it, and just like answer really short about it.
Was it a bag or a bike?
Bag,
Bag.
bag,
Oh, it's a bag. Right.
bag.
B-A-G.
Yes.
All right. Okay. A bag needs a repair.
In the repair, what do you do when you have a bag? Do you repair or buy the new one?
Ah, okay. I remember. I think it's a bike, no? Sorry. Anyway, sounds familiar. I'm sorry. Yeah. Is that part one or part two? I think it's part one, no? Part one. No, part two is about the topic where you speak for 2 minutes.
I think I forget.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you, though. Thank you so much. Right. So, anyone might know a bit about part two? What could be a challenge in speaking part two? Nope. Okay. Right. Some candidates might find it challenging when they have to make a plan within just 1 minute. Yeah. You have 1 minute to prepare for your answer. Yeah, you have 1 minute preparation time. Speaking for the full 2 minutes. Yeah, because the examiner will not interrupt you. 1 to 2 minutes. So sometimes, it will be more challenging, especially if you're not familiar with the topic. Yeah, let's say describe a party that you enjoyed. Party. Because what comes in your mind when you hear party first time? Yeah? Oh, whoop, whoop. No, not that. It's not always that. Yeah, it's not always that. See? Yeah, that was what I thought first time I heard that as well. So it's normal, right? Okay, I don't go to parties, for example. But then a birthday party is a party, no? Yeah, yes. Okay. Celebrating your friend's graduation is also a party. Yeah? Okay. So don't think too specific about something. Look at the bigger picture first. Okay, party, party, party. Okay, yeah. My neighbor had a, I want to tell you the real sentences, but I don't think it's appropriate. But, circumcision. Yeah, so neighbor's son was just circumcised and they had a party. Right, so you get the idea. Now, that's a party, to celebrate something, right? Or just anything, basically, right? Describe a book you enjoyed reading, let's say. I don't like reading books. Describe a pet. Let's go back to the pet, yeah? Pet. I had a student. She doesn't like animals. She hates animals. Had a bad experience with animals. So, unfortunately, on her real test date, the topic was describe a pet that you loved or you had. I can't remember. So then she started saying, her answer was, to be honest, I don't like animals, but if I had to choose, I would have chosen a fish. It doesn't need a lot of maintenance. It doesn't need a lot of care and attention. You basically only need to feed it, like if you remember, once a day. And if you don't have enough money at the end of the month, you can fry it. Serious, that was she said. Speaking test, she got a 7.0. It's not about the content, yeah? It sounds mean that you would kill your pet, right? But then, logically speaking, what the language that she used was, if I had to choose, I would. That's second conditional, yeah? Okay, so that's what the examiner is looking for, your ability to use different language structure. Yes, simple sentences, complex sentences. I know when talking about grammar, it's kind of boring, but it's important, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay. Right now, yeah. What can you do within the 1 minute preparation time? So within 1 minute, you can make notes. Yeah. Make notes, and then you can use word list. I'll show you a sample at the, later, or mind map. Yeah, like a bubble diagram like that. Okay, and then if you run out of ideas within 2 minutes, you can just look back at your notes, then see which ones you haven't addressed. Okay, and talking about the topic that you're not familiar with, like last week, I gave a tip that you should update yourself. Okay, read recent news, 15 minutes max a day, I think it should be fine, especially 2 weeks before the test, right? Every day, review, read. You'll get vocabulary. If you listen to podcasts or news program, that will improve your listening. And then you'll get some words. Huh? I've never heard of that word before. Look it up in a dictionary, English to English dictionary, and then make sentences out of them so you remember them longer, right? But don't use slangs, colloquial expressions, because IELTS test is set in an academic setting or formal. So don't try not to use informal ones or slangs with the examiner. Like, for example, you come to the speaking test room, yo, bro, what's up? Don't do that. Like, for example, you should use children instead of kids, but that's more for writing, yeah? So just an example of a formal English word, right? Okay, now, this is what you will see as, I'm sorry, I forgot your name, but this is what, what was your name again? Yes? Chef. Chef, okay. So like Chef said, she took the computer delivered IELTS, and the screen will look like this, yeah? Okay, so you'll see the examiner on top, the red one, supposed to be, yeah, if you can see the dot, yeah, so that's the examiner. You'll see yourself there in the video, and this is where the question will show for part 2. The question is something like that. I think if you're familiar with Zoom, right, when the presenter is sharing a screen, then you will see that. But this is not using a Zoom application. They have their own client or software for this. So describe a museum or art gallery that you have visited. Basically, this is what you need to address. The keyword, a museum or art gallery, where, why, what you could see, what you remember most. Yeah. Of course, you cannot underline on screen, but you have a paper for you to make notes on. Now, let's practice. I'm going to time you 1 minute to make notes for this question. Yeah. Don't worry, I'm not gonna ask you. We're not going to do you're not going to do it with me. You're going to do it with someone else. Yeah? I'll time you 1 minute. You can start now. You can do it in your phone or in your, if you have paper or pencil, write it down. All right. Remember, you have 1 to 2 minutes for this, so don't worry if I stop you. I'll tell you when the time is up. Can you start speaking now, please? Don't start speaking, no. Okay, right. So more or less it's going to be like that, yeah? So, right. Have you got anything? Yeah? Okay, right. Can you compare your notes with someone sitting next to you? Yeah, we just want to see how you make notes. Yeah, I know it's not too flexible if you type it on your phone. Like if you write it on paper, some people like to draw. Yeah, if you write it on a piece of paper, so like that. If you come with a friend, you can share. Yeah, compare your notes. The point is, have you make notes for each one of the question? Yeah, do you put where? Do you put why? What to see? And what you remember most about it. That's the idea. Okay, right. So maybe you can work with someone. Ding 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 ding. Yes. I think you three come together. Yeah, you can share between the three of you, the one on top. Yeah, maybe you with Inda and the three of you. The one in blue, yes, you can share with them. Okay. Maybe Nadira with you, the one in yellow shirt, t-shirt. Yes. You can share with this too on the front. That's all right. That's all right. Okay. Okay. I think that looks fun. Yeah. Okay. Right. This is what we actually like about this kind of workshop, that you meet new people, right? And you can actually practice your English. Do you normally practice English every day at home? Yeah, I'm sure. Right. Anybody wants to share? Maybe there's something that you learned from your new friend or your friends? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. As I was saying, it's not too easy to type it on your phone. Yeah. I think some people like to draw. That was really good. I think that's mind map. Yeah. There's a word list. Yeah. Um, most of I think most of you did type it on your phones, which is fine for this. You have a mental note. She had it like on her mind, which is fine. It's okay. Yeah. Okay. Right. Something I would like to remind you guys when you have the 1 minute preparation time, just don't write complete sentences. It's a waste of time. Yeah. Whatever style you have when you make notes within that 1 minute preparation time, don't write complete sentences and don't rewrite the questions. What for? You can still see it on the screen. Yeah. If you happen to take the paper-based test, which is, I think they still have it face to face. Yeah, she's not helping. Okay, so I was looking at Narita and then she's like, okay, no, that's fine. Anyway, guys, computer delivered test online. You can still see the questions on the screen, so you don't need to rewrite the questions. There's no point of doing that. You can use that precious time to actually make notes to prepare your answer. Yeah. Now, we have some sample notes here. As I was saying, you can make a mind map. Yeah. Let's say the museum. Have you been to National Museum? Which one is that? Okay. All right. Yes. Any museum. Any museum. I think everyone, there's one point in your life that you went to a museum, no? I think when you're still in elementary school, we had to go to this weird museum. I don't know, just go there. School asked me to do it. Yeah, I went. Right? Yeah. I think mine was, hang on, what was it? God, I don't remember. It was like all this military stuff. Naval? I think so. I can't remember it now. But there must be one point in your life that you went there. I think now we have more modern museums, like not promoting. Museum Macan, right? There's Geological Museum in Bandung. Is Monas a museum? I'm checking, guys. Right? Okay, so anything you can say. This is just an example, yeah, National Museum. Then go on to say some, this is your note, yeah? This is your note. Where it is, why you went there, what I saw there, and what I remember, yeah? Again, as I was saying, it's not easy to do it in your phone, as it wasn't easy for me to do it in my slides, so it's a bit limited, right? It doesn't have to look exactly like this, it's just an idea. Or you can also make it like that. The idea is make sure you know what you write. So like you write something and then you know where you're going. Okay, have I mentioned that? Oh no, hang on. So like you can lose track. Yeah, you can lose track. So here you can probably you can put 1, 2 or arrow there. So after you talk about where, you go to why, and then draw an arrow there, what to see, and then there. Do you see what I mean? Are you with me? Yes. Okay. So just make sure you know where you're going with your note. Yeah. That's why I didn't ask you to check your friend's notes, not checking whether it's correct or incorrect. There is no right or wrong answer to notes. The only thing that matters is for you to be able to read your own notes. Yeah. like, why did I write that? What was this again? Oh, yeah. Okay. Then you lose your precious time. So make sure you don't rewrite the questions. Yeah, basically like that, just to help you. I guess you don't, this is only a sample, guys. I put what I remember, doesn't mean you have to write what I remember. But basically your main answer there, yeah? So you can write down phrases, words, or synonyms that can help you. Also conjunctions, however, like from here to there, how you would link this from here to there and from here to there. Okay? Right. Again, if you have questions, write it down. We'll see them at the end of my presentation. As I was saying, in your note, it's also a good idea to write down some useful words and phrases. So you can avoid repetition. Yeah, you don't repeat the same words as in the questions. Now, what can we say when we address this question? Any ideas? Yeah, is located. Good. Anyone else? Yeah, very good. Did you see my slide? You took a pic, not Ninja. Okay. Why you went there? The reason why I went there, very good. Come on, guys. Why you went there? We talked about this. My teacher made me do it. It's fine, right? It's okay. Why not? Again, this is a language test, not a personality test. It doesn't judge you or whether you're a good person or a bad student. Yeah. Entertainment, very good. Yeah. What else? A date in a museum. Yeah, like the movie A Night at the Museum. Yeah. Why not? Right? Okay. What what could you see there? My boyfriend. Okay, for a date, right? Okay. Kidding, guys. A show, yes. Variety show. Very good. Yes, statue, paintings. Yeah, very good. That one's in Taman Mini, no? Yeah, lots of them. Geological museum. I think you can see a dinosaur. There's always a fossil of something, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know they love those stuff. Anything else? Sculptures, yes. Relics, yes. Excellent. Next one. What do you remember most about it? Boring? You can say that. Why not? Yeah. If you think it was, say it, right? But if you really love it, it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. I loved it. I think I would love to visit other museums around the world. Why not? I heard the ones in where is it? New York is good. Have you been to Guggenheim? Should go there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Here are some sample words and phrases. See? That's why I said she took a pic on my slides. Yeah, situated, located in next to. It was practically right next to the palace, let's say. Yeah, it can be found in Spain. It was a stone's throw away from the river. Yeah, some useful phrases that you could adjust to your answer. Doesn't mean that you just copy them and use them in your answer as a memorized one. Okay. Why you went there, you can say like boredom. Yeah, somebody said boredom. It was just purely out of boredom. Okay, try and make it more exciting, more interesting to gain more score in, especially in lexical resource. If you can use the right emphasis, you can get higher score in pronunciation. Well, I had some time to kill. So I thought, yeah, let's just go to a museum. See that intonation, emphasis, yeah? You don't just say like, I had some time to kill, so I went to a museum. That was like band 5. Yeah, if you're aiming for a 5, you can speak like that, yes? Okay. I had this burning desire to see the fossils. Right. Okay, so it's all about how you say it, not actually what you say, right? Okay. He was just a ridiculous young man. So it doesn't have a positive meaning to it, but because you say it in a nice way, it sounded positive. See what I mean? Yes. Okay. Right, next one. What you could see? Yeah, I think everybody gave some shared their own answers. Yeah, ancient artifacts, animal fossils, contemporary art, exhibitions, prohibited from touching, immense size of dinosaurs. They always have T-Rex, no? I wonder where they always found T-Rex. There were items on display, but we were prohibited from touching them. Yeah, it's like how you arrange these words and phrases. I was blown away, like I was saying. It was absolutely fascinating. It was full of wonder. I still have this vivid memory of it. Yeah, even though I went there like 20 years ago, for example. It puts everything into perspective. Ooh, fancy words. Yeah. It's not about how fancy your vocabulary is. It's whether you can use them accurately and appropriately. Right? Okay, so it doesn't sound like parts of words that you just put them all together, chunk them all together in one sentence that they don't make sense. Okay? Right. So I'm going to share one story of also a student of mine with this topic. So this was a music. She was telling a story about when her school went to a museum. She was sixth grade, elementary school. They went to this, the one that I said, the military naval museum, something like that. There's a sort of a river that surrounds this museum. Like there's a bridge, and then you get in, and then you see all these weapons, guns, and all these uniforms, right? The thing is, she was telling all that, but when she said that, the thing is, what she remembered most about it, she started from the last part, that she fell off to the river, into the river. So she slipped, and then she fell into the river. But what she said, if I hadn't fall, I could have seen these ancient artifacts, fossils, and others, and artifacts. If I hadn't fallen, I think, yes, I would have seen them, but I did not. It shows a range of structure. It's like regrets, right? Third conditional? Yeah, regrets. Maybe I could see this, I could see that, but I did not. Although I must be honest that I didn't miss much, but I'm sure I would have blown away by that. Yeah, something like that. It doesn't mean that you have to make up your stories, no, but you can use a context to show that you have a wide range of vocabulary and sentence structure. Yeah, and this needs practice, guys. You can't really do it on the spot. Yeah, okay, right? Now, we have another practice for part 2, okay? You found a partner, right, by now? Yeah. Would you like to stay, just the two of you? The same partner? Yeah? Are you bored with him yet? No? Or you can take turns, it's fine. Yeah, you can find 3 of you, it's okay. Just a minute is also another activity, speaking activity that you can do at home with your friends. The idea is to talk about a topic for just 1 minute, non-stop. Again, no hesitations, no pause. Don't worry too much about grammar or vocabulary. Just talk. Let it go. Yes? Okay. If there's 3 of you, one talks, the other 2 listens. So, one of you should keep the time. Yeah, timer 1 minute. Yeah, otherwise we'll just listen to him and then, what's the time? Okay, so if 2 of you, one of you speaks, the other keeps the time. 1 minute, stop him. You don't have to give feedback, just listen. Okay, you can make mental notes. Has your partner addressed all parts of the questions or not? But you don't have to give feedback, all right? Okay, so how much time do you have to speak? 1 hour? 1 minute, yeah? Okay. Right. I think it's okay. Yeah, yeah, okay. Yes, please. If possible, we can have a timer. 1 minute. Yeah. All right. Are you guys ready? The timer is over here, so you don't have to keep the time. Yes? Oh, not yet. Oh, okay, hang on. Not yet, not yet. The topic is coming. There you go. Right. Whoever wants to start first, yes. 10 seconds. Three, two, one, stop. Yay. So that's just one person, yeah? All right. Now let's take turns. Okay. Now your partner talks. You listen. Okay. Right? Can we have 1 minute on the timer, please? Ready? Let's go. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, stop. Yay. Well done. Good. Okay. Is anyone in 3? Oh, 4. Oh, 3, yes? Okay. I think, so we do one more? For those in 3s, yes? Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, okay. Let's have another 1 minute on the timer, please. Yes. Let's go. It's already counting. Time's up, guys. Sorry. Sorry. Yes. Okay. Anybody wants to share a childhood best friend? I heard, but this person doesn't want to go up. I think I had an imaginary childhood best friend. I heard that, so but I don't think this person wants to come up on the stage and say it. Okay, right. Can you say that? Imaginary best friend? Yeah, why not? Did you have one? No? Yeah? Yes? Oh, interesting. Oh my goodness. Was he or she hiding in the closet? Oh, that is just so scary, no? That sounds like, oh, they're still. Okay. Guys? Yoo-hoo. Okay. Right. Thank you for continuing the practice. Right. Don't worry, we have one more. Don't worry, we have one more, yeah? Okay, there's one more. Okay. There's one more topic that you can practice, but this time I'm going to ask you to talk for the complete 2 minutes. Okay? Remember, if you remember from the previous slide, the questions are why or who, let's say, yeah, who the person is, maybe where you met this person, why he or she becomes your best friend, something like that, yeah, and explain how you felt. Usually it's like that. 5 WH questions. Okay, right, guys. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, here comes the second one. Okay, but this time I'm gonna give you 2 minutes. Yeah, each person. Let's decide who will talk first. Who will speak first now before chaos? Yeah, decide who's gonna talk first. Maybe if you were the last, now it's your first. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. We have 2 minutes on the timer. Ready, guys? 3, 2. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Okay, thank you guys. Okay, round of applause. Yes, good job. Right. So, was it better than the previous one? Or seems longer and yeah? Well, it was longer, yeah, but that's like, like 2 minutes. Try not to, what is it? Well, basically, try to make use of that 2 minutes time to talk, to speak as much as possible. Yeah, because you cannot wear a watch into the speaking test room. You only have to rely on the examiner. They will tell you when the 2 minute is up. Yeah, so they will say thank you. Whenever you hear the examiner says thank you stop. Whatever you're saying, you stop. Yeah, it's either your time is up or you're off topic. Yes, too much information. No, I was just kidding. But yeah, so they will say thank you, right? How do you know when to stop? Practice like this. So instead of just a minute, just 2 minutes. Practice at home. Talk about a topic. Remember, the questions will be the same. The 5 WH questions: the who, why, where, and how you felt about it. There's always something about feeling. Yeah, adjectives to describe feeling. It was awesome. It was amazing. The book is about, I think the typical ones, Harry Potter. Like everybody read Harry Potter. Oh, good, yeah. Oh, no? Okay. Um, what's the spin-off? Fantastic Beasts? Yeah, you can talk about that. Yes. Okay. School subjects books, not a good idea, but if you think those are fascinating, why not? IPS books or economics. Now, the idea is to talk about something that you are familiar with, okay? If you have no idea, but you have to make it up, or you can use someone else's experience as your own, it's also fine, okay? The idea is to talk, to speak as much as possible, right? Relevant topic, of course, yeah? All right. Now, again, if you have questions, write them down. We'll address them after speaking part 3. So, you got part 1, the most familiar topics, and then moving gradually to a more challenging part, which is part 2. Part 1 is all about you. Part 2 is about your experience to a wider world. Yeah, so it's not just focusing on you, but a slightly more challenging topic. It's you and against the world, something like that. For part 3, it's nothing about you. It's about the outside world. Okay? See what I mean? So speaking is basically similar to the listening test. It goes gradually from the easiest to the most challenging part. Right? Why not reading? No, reading is different. Reading is a different story. Yeah. We had a session on reading skills. That was 2 years ago, I think. During the 2022. We had a session here on reading and listening. So you can go back to At America on YouTube and then find that introduction to the IELTS test. Part 1 is reading and listening. So you can watch the video again. We're not going to share that today, only on speaking. Now, what do you think might be difficult? What might be challenging in speaking part 3? So speaking part 2 was about planning, talking for complete 2 minutes, right? And then unfamiliar topics. Part 3 is an analytical discussion, right? With the topics related to part 2. But what can be difficult? It's going to be the same as part 1. No, it's not. Oh, sorry, too fast, but yeah. So speaking part 3, one of the main challenge would be using a more complex language, I would say. Yeah. The questions is not all about you again. It's more about the country or the society. Yeah. How does, like in part 2 earlier, we saw the question describe a museum or art gallery that you have visited. Here are the sample questions for speaking part 3. Now, how have museums changed in the last 20 years? Did you expect that? Yeah, there's nothing about you, right? As in your experience. There is no you as the subject of the questions here. Here are just some samples out of many possibilities. Young people don't like museums. Is that true? Yes? Can you say depends? Why do people like depends? Why making yourself difficult? Because why did I say that? It's because you're going to try to explain both sides when you say depends. Because like you're making it difficult for yourself. For the sake of the test only, choose a side. The same as in your writing. In the writing test, write what is easy to discuss In the speaking test, write, say what is easy to discuss. Yeah, even if it's not what you would normally choose, but if it's easier to go that way, why not? Yeah, like young people don't like museums. Is that true? Absolutely. Yeah, I guess with the way they set up these museums, like it's kind of boring. Like we're not looking at more modern or contemporary art museums, yeah? Like, nice. I'm always blank with examples. Anyway, you know what I mean? So like we're not looking at contemporary art museums, which I think young people nowadays go to just because it's viral on social media, right? Despite those, you could just go to the other side. It's like it's boring. What's the point of looking at these old guns and tanks and whatnot? Like you can just say that. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person, but it shows you have a good speaking ability because you can expand in that area for that answer. Yeah. How important is it to preserve the past? Do you personally think it's important? Do you know why? Yeah, uh, mm, yeah, it depends, right? So if it's too challenging for you to explain or to elaborate, just go to the other side. Say, I think it's a ridiculous idea to maintain or to keep the past alive. It's a waste of resources and money and energy. What's the point? We live, we look forward, we march on, something like that. You can say that. It shows your language, right? It shows your language ability. Why not? Go for it. I'm not telling you to be a bad person here, right? Yeah. So need to bold, typeface, underline, italic. What would happen if the government stopped funding the museum? So again, basically, the different language that they will test you in part 3 could be about speculation, making comparisons, or hypothesis. So that's the language. That's a part of the language test. It's not actually the content, the content that you said, yeah, that they assess. It's more about the language, yeah. So what do you think is the function of this sentence, this question? It asks you to make comparisons, yes. Very good. Okay, how about this one? Sorry? Hypotheticals, yes. Hypothetical situation, yes, or making, sorry, somebody said something? Speculation, hypothetical question, yeah. Yeah, using second conditional, yes, hypothetical, right? And lastly, how will forms of transport change in the next 10 years? Speculation, yeah. Sorry, somebody said something? Forecast, yeah, basically similar, yes. Think of the language that you can use when you are making speculation, hypothesis, or comparison. The easier will be comparative adjectives and superlatives, bigger, wider, the biggest, the bestest. No, it's not right. That is not the bestest. It's like some people are nodding. Anyway, don't get too serious, guys. Right, so 3 is, this is one strategy for you to do better in speaking part 3, okay? So you can have a look at 3 E's, examples, experience, and effects. So for example, pressure on children in education, right? So if you're not familiar with the topic, there's not much for you to say. If you look at the 3 E's, there's at least something that you can expand on. Let's say pressure on children in education. Is there pressure on education? Didn't you feel pressured? Didn't you have any pressure when you were in school? What was the pressure? What kind of pressure? That's the example. What kind of pressure? Homework. Is that a pressure? Yes, you have to finish 100 question overnight. Yes? Submitted by tomorrow at 7, first thing in the morning, right? So that's pressure, right? Unless you're a very super ambitious person that, it's a piece of cake. I can do this in just 5 minutes, yeah? Getting the first rank in class, right? I think that's pressure from parents in the past. I don't know. I hope you're lucky enough not to get those pressure. Okay, or I think they have what is KKM, they call it nowadays, yeah? The minimum requirements to pass or to get that blue or blank ink in your report card. Anyway, so lots of pressure. You can give examples. What kinds of pressures? Yeah, especially when you're talking about Indonesian education system, when the examiner is non-Indonesian. Yeah, so but you don't need to go into details as in the history. So in 1950, with the first minister of education, no, don't go that far. Yeah, but basically short to the point examples. Yeah, remember, explain it succinctly to the point. There, I can think of some pressures on children in education. For example, the amount of homework that they have, and the parents. No, I won't say that. Most of parents in the households require their children to be the top among the rest in class. That's a pressure, right? To get into that favorite high school or university, right? And to get the best, the highest GPA, that's pressure. Experience, you can share your own experience, but not the main focus of your answer, because it's not about you. Effects, how will it affect, I don't know, the society or the country or the child himself, yeah? Themselves, children, right? Also this, give examples, maybe an experience you had, and also what the effects are. Okay? Right. You can also, here's another tip, you can also have a look at it from different perspective to the question. So I'm not familiar with this question. You can use either like, if we take an example of the pressure on children in education, you can have a look at it from different perspective. Let's say if you were a parent, what would you say? If you're a student, of course you want to take it all out. Yeah, I had a very stressful childhood. Something like that. If you're a parent, of course, I want the best for my children. That's why I press them, like I push them, something like that. If you're a tourist, that's a different perspective. They might have a different answer. Yeah? So think of it from a different perspective. A parent, a teacher, a student, a tourist, an unemployed person, yeah? They can have a different answer. Right? Okay. So yeah, hopefully they will help you guys in, expanding your answer for part 3, because it's the last chance for you to prove yourself to the examiner that I'm worthy of that 7.0, right? Yeah, that's the last part, because part 3 is the last part, right? Now, again, if you have questions, write them down. So here are samples for different sample language for different question types. The typical ones is for comparisons, is as good as, is as big as, or it is less something. Remember, it's always adjective. Less something than. It isn't as difficult as, the national entrance exam isn't as difficult as it was in the past. Yeah, like when you're making comparison there. Whereas, or on the other hand, when you're making hypothesis, Yeah, you can use the past tense. Yeah, second conditional. Yeah, if past tense. If the education system was better, then I think that would improve the students. I don't know. I think nowadays mental health is quite is getting more spotlight. Yeah, I think people are more aware of mental health. I think people didn't realize that even for children to get that pressure when they were still very young, they get stressed out. Yeah. So you would say that if there wasn't any pressure on getting the highest or the first rank in school for children in primary school, then I think they would have a happier childhood. Something like that. Yeah. I would imagine that. Yeah, of course, there are other languages that you can use, but make sure that you use the correct one. Making speculation, you could say that I expect that in 2025, students will have better chance at proving themselves, not just academically, but also something else. Yeah, continue with your answer. I guess that it seems likely that something could, and so on and so on. Right. You can take a pic of that if you want to, or you can review any grammar book that you've got at home. Right. Last practice for part 3, yeah? Aduh. Somebody said aduh. Where else will you practice, guys? Okay. This one's the same questions, right? So I guess we can have a couple of minutes, right? Especially if you don't have a sparring partner at home, we're going to do this with the same partner. Yeah, again. It's up to you. You can say, you can ask, one of you will be the examiner and the other is the candidate. Or you can just take turns asking, like, how have museums changed in the last 20 years? Partner answer. And then the next turn, the partner asks, young people don't like museums. Is that true? Yeah. So just one question, one answer. Ask another question, the other answer. Like that. Okay? Tap, tap, tap. All right? Okay, let's give it a try. Yes? Okay, with the same partner, you can ask each other questions. Just one question. You answer just one question and then take turns. All right? Okay. You can go. You can choose any questions. You want to start from the beginning or second? We're just practicing the language. Yeah? Comparison, speculation, hypothesis. Okay. I heard interesting answers, guys. Yay! Did you finish all questions? Yes? All right? Not yet? Not yet? Okay. Would you like to share, maybe anyone, how have museums changed in the last 20 years? Anybody wants to share? Yes. Everybody pointed at you. Right. Okay.
Yeah, hello.
Guys, please listen.
Yes.
How have museums changed in the last 20 years?
I think the museums now are a lot more attractive because a lot of the museums are trying to appeal to younger generations, so they make it more appealing with fine arts and activities that attract younger people. For example, we have the Moja Museum where you can see beautiful arts, take pictures while rollerblading. So I think that's how it has changed in the past 20 years.
Very good. Some people wanted to clap. Yes, give her a big round of applause. Thank you. Yes. So don't stop in just short answer, guys. Yeah. Yeah, change a lot. Okay. Right. Second one. Young people don't like museums. Is that true? Any taken from this side? Yeah. Want to try? No. Ladies, any of you, the ones in three? No? Come on, you spoke quite well earlier. Now shrink. Yes? Yes, okay. Can we have a mic? Oh. Right. Sorry, can we have your name first?
My name's Andrew.
Andrew. Oh yeah, you were here last week, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Nice to have you back. Right.
So, on a personal standpoint, I believe, yeah, young people nowadays don't prefer museums as much because I think they would prefer going online, getting resources because it's much easier to access information from resources such as Wikipedia or YouTube or even watching documentaries.
Mm.
It's also like demanding for them, especially physically. Like it's hard going to museums. So I think that's why people don't like museums. But there's also some people who do, like him. Like they still
Yeah.
enjoy going to places and
Yeah.
actually feeling the history in the museum. So yeah.
Mm. All right. Thank you very much, Andrew. Let's give it up for Andrew. Well done. Okay. Um, how important is it to preserve the past? Anyone? Oh no. Would you like to give it a try? You want to answer the last one? Very picky. Okay. Anybody? Not looking at that side. Okay. Anyone on this side? Yes, over there. Can we pass the mic, please? How important is it to preserve the past?
Okay, so my opinion, it is important to maintaining the past artifacts because it consists of many history behind it. If we look at that artifacts, we can see the past, the stories behind it, experience, and also the meanings of that artifacts. So it is about how we respect the history and we can learn in the future. So for me, it is important.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's give it a big round of applause. Thank you. All right. Because you requested it, okay, let's hear the last one. How do you think museums might change in the future?
In my perspective, in the future, museum will be very wider progress or development from because we have a EA here, US and China already concerned about it, and they will influence museum in the future. For example, from the visitors, Indonesia having several museum in Jakarta, then people cannot visit it that easily. But when we're using EI in the future, like in digital showing performance, that we can having a visitor from New York, from the China, all over the world, and we can asking their opinion and comment about it, and they will put it in comment, and we can count or know the trend which museum, painting art, or work as statue that people really most interest. So I think museum will be a very good interest to educate the young generation, knowing their history or anything in the future.
Thank you very much. Big round of applause. I think she's ready for the test, no? Yeah? Okay, good job. Right, so yeah, 3 more slides before Q&A questions session, guys. So here are some parts that I need to remind you. If you don't understand the examiner, in part 1, you can ask them to repeat. You cannot ask them to explain the question. Yeah, you can say, could you repeat the question? Sorry, what does a certain word mean? Yeah, if you're not familiar with it. In part 2, you can ask to define a word. What does circus mean, for example? Does spare time mean free time? Just to check whether you have the right, so if you understand it correctly, yeah. Part 3, you can ask the examiner to explain. Could you please explain the question? Yeah. Yeah, so these are the things that you can ask to the examiner. It doesn't lower your score. No, don't worry about it. It doesn't affect your score. Yeah, it means that you listen carefully. So some speaking tips to remember: do try to relax. Yeah. Make sure you speak clearly, concentrating on communicating. Right. And then make sure you are prepared. Be prepared to talk about yourself and your life experiences in parts 1 and 2. And in part 3, be prepared to talk about general topics. Yeah. For example, your country or the society. It's not about you. Okay. And then next one is make sure that you give your opinions on topics relevant to you and your background, and answer the questions. Answer the questions as fully as possible. Now, be careful with your pacing. Don't talk too fast or too slowly. Remember, when you speak online, usually it's difficult to catch what the other person is saying if they speak too fast. So if you're doing it online, just make sure you maintain your pace. Like this, it's fine, but it's lost in connection, right? So make sure you maintain your pace. Don't use your first language. Even if you think the examiner is Asian, doesn't mean the examiner speaks Indonesian. Yeah, Asian countries are many, although we don't have a lot of Asian examiners. Don't worry about making occasional mistakes. It's normal. Again, don't prepare your speeches and memorize the answers. And don't worry about occasional hesitations. For example, like, if I mentioned it correctly, it's fine. Like the language of hesitations, like you're thinking of the right words to say, but you're still looking for it. Yeah, it's okay to say that. If I may say that, if I can go back to my previous answer, I would like to say that da 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 da. Yeah, you can say that. Don't worry if the examiner interrupts. It either means your time is up, like my time is almost up now. So, and it means you give a too long answer, probably. It's like, it's off topic. Yeah. You don't have to give your life history to the examiner in part 1. They don't need to know that. Again, it's a language test, not a personality test. Don't worry too much about what the examiner thinks of you, whether you're a good person or not. No, they won't see that because they won't see you again, right? Unless you're taking the same test. Hopefully not, okay? Oh, that is the end. Is it? Error occurred. An error occurred. Okay, I think we're almost done. The last part will be the valuable resources. Yeah, the last 2 slides. If you want to practice on your speaking, you can go to vocaloo.com. I think people still do that there. They upload their speaking responses and then ask other people to give feedback. Because unless you're taking a class, preparation class, it is quite challenging for you to get feedback on your speaking test or even the writing one. You can go to, oh, it's back. Okay. Right. Vocaroo.com, VOCAROO, or you can use the voice notes or voice recording app on your phones. Record it, choose a topic. There's questions online. They're taking pictures. There are questions online. You can record it. Remember, 2 minutes, yeah. And then maybe share with a friend. Then ask your friends to give feedback to you. Focus on the fluency. Do I sound fluent enough or not? What do you think of my vocabulary? Do I repeat the questions, the keywords again and again? What do you think of my pronunciation? Flat? Boring? Too much? Give emphasis on every word. It's like, now it's time. It's like political campaign. Yeah? It's tiring. Okay? Right. So there's always things that you can do for free. I mean, you don't have to pay for courses all the time, like today, right? If you are here, then you get more practice benefits, yeah? All right, so I think that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening, guys. Do we still have time for Q&A? A couple of questions? 5 minutes? Okay, right, questions? Oh, okay. Him first? Then you, and then you. Yes, okay, 1, 2, 3.
Boleh di sini? Oh yeah. Hi, good day. My name is Daniel, and I would like to ask about speaking part 3. As you've mentioned that speaking part 3 is usually doesn't have anything to do with us. Am I right to assume so? But
It's not specifically about yourself.
And you also mentioned that to successfully answer part 3, we need to do the 3 E's. So what I'm asking is, can the 3E be personal or should it be professional? If you get what I mean.
Yes, okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's a good question. Right. So the 3 is just like to help you to expand your answer. Okay. It's okay to give your experience after, if you remember, it was example first. Oh, sorry, experience first, yeah? Was it? Oh, thank you. You remember example, experience, yes? You give example first, and then if it's not long enough, you add your personal experience. So that's why it comes second. It's not the main answer. Yeah, it's just ideas to help you expand your response. Okay, so you can also make it as your personal experience, but from a general perspective. Like some people say that, right? But then it's actually your personal experience. It's fine, but change it to as if it was a general perspective. Okay? Does that answer your question? Mm-hmm. It's okay. It's fine. It's completely fine. Yeah, but after you provide a more general response, and then you add your personal experience, right? Okay, it's not the main focus. Personal experience is not the main answer. Yeah, it's just an additional information to that. Okay, it needs practice though. Yeah, and it sounds a bit vague. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Daniel, for your question. Second question. 1, 2, 3. I think we'll limit to 3. Yeah.
Well, I actually had the same question, but
Oh,
I have
okay.
another one
Yes.
in part 2.
Okay.
If the test is face-to-face, will you be given a physical cue card, and can you take notes on the card?
Yes and no. So yes to the first question and no for the second question. So basically, if you're doing the face-to-face speaking test, you will be given a cue card, and then you will be given a separate paper to make notes on. You don't have to bring anything. You don't have to bring a pen or pencil and paper yourself. They will be provided for you if you take it with the British Council. I can't speak on behalf of the others, but yeah, everything is provided for. Yeah. Also, even for the computer delivered ones, you have a paper for you to make notes on. Yeah, you don't have to Make notes on the screen. Cannot do that. Yes. Right. Thank you. Last one. Last one. You have 1 minute.
Hello, thank you for the chance to give a question here. It is relating with IELTS speaking part 2. There are several questions there. From several resources that I stumbled on, I learned that sometimes, it is okay if we can't accomplish or attempt all the questions as long as we are responding to the main topic, because the goal of those questions are to help our speaking stay sustainable. So what is your opinion regarding to this? Thank you.
Okay. Yes. Did you hear what he said? Yes. The questions are there to help you to expand your answer. Yes. But as much as possible, try to address them. Okay. Especially if you don't have enough ideas, especially at the topic. And so, I'm not too familiar with this topic, but yeah, it's there. Sometimes I think, especially Indonesian candidates, they tend to digress off topic. They tend to pick up something and then expand from there, not necessarily addressing the main question. Yes. So yeah, I guess as much as possible, try to answer all 5 questions. Usually there are 5, and then if you still have time, go back to your notes and then try to expand more in that area. Okay, just to help to guide you to stick to the topic, basically. Yeah, stay and answer those questions. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, guys. My time is up. Thank you for attending both parts of the workshops. I give it back to Ara. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ka Grace, for the very insightful session today. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining our event today. We hope that today's session gave everyone a lot of knowledge, insights, and will also help everyone conquer your IELTS exam. And earlier in this event, we had a social media quiz, and the question was, when was IELTS first established? And the correct answer to that is 1980. Shout out goes out to @Fia Fatmala from Instagram for answering the question correctly. And for those of you here who are interested in attending more events by @America, don't forget to follow us on our social medias at @America on Instagram, Twitter, and also Facebook. And also visit our website at www.atamerica.or.id for more event updates and also information. With that, it is time to say goodbye. My name is Ara, and see you soon at the next @America event. Thank you, everyone.